I'd hate to burst your bubble about the day you found out you were going through a divorce. I got a couple stories for you that are fucking terrible. But we all got our own stories, and that's why most people listen to my YouTube channel on the subject of divorce. I want to relate it to Father's Day. If you listen to previous videos about Father's Day, I talk about the foundation, my grandparents, my father and my mother, and this video is going to be more or less about going through a divorce, being aware of the divorce, and the feelings that I felt at the time. And I want you to go back and think about, as a father, as we reach Father's Day, what it was like to be a father and celebrate Father's Day, even though you were a single parent. And I can only relate to a father because I'm a male. So let's go back to 1988. Here's my background, September. This is how I found out I was going to be soon to be divorced. I was flying high. I was 33 years old, married for 11, 12 years, 3 children, running a business of tremendous growth, about 150 employees, family business, but I was running the business as the president. Had a great team, and I was flying high. I was actually coming back from Harvard Business School. The program was called OPM, Owner President Management Program. And I received a scholarship from the McKnight Foundation, which is part of 3M Company. I just couldn't get enough education on how to run a business and how to grow a business. So I attended. I had a great team. The first session was 4 to 6 weeks. I forgot what it was, but it was all case study, and I was flying high, man. And for me to come back to my home in St. Paul, Minnesota, I really missed my kids. I missed their summer, basically. It was in August till September. And of course, you miss your family life and your wife that you would think loved you and respected you and understood that you're out there trying to do the best you can and do all the right things. But to develop the kids, and all my kids were under 12 at the time. 2 boys and a girl. So I come back, I go to church. My kids aren't at home. My wife at the time picked me up at the airport. And as I mentioned, I was gone 4 to 6 weeks. And I expected her to be all sexed up, right? All ready to go to meet her husband and, man, Rock, I missed you, and so on. Well, here she's almost 2 hours late. 2 hours late, man. You know what? I didn't think anything of it except that, God damn it, shit, she's late? Okay. So in the meantime, I wanted a few drinks. I asked her to go to the liquor store. The kids were at the grandma's house. Her mother's house. Went to the liquor store, and I think we got a bottle of wine, and I was really excited to tell her how great it was and how fantastic it was. And you know what? I thought the kids were gone because of, hey, we're going to have a great romantic evening. Our home was custom built, and it was 5 years old or so. Beautiful home, finished basement, the whole 9 yards. I was really proud of what I was building at 33. I was going places. You know, I was on the fast track, as they would say. So the next day, and by the way, there was no romance, but something was going on because I saw it in her eyes that something wasn't right. But I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, well, you know, you're gone for 4 to 6 weeks, and I'm flying high because I'm a workaholic, and I'm just all gung-ho with business. The next day, the mother we picked up the kids, and we went to church, Catholic church, saw the kids. And I would sit up in the top 3 pews, just like my parents would do with all 11 of us. You know, it's like the Marine Corps. But my parents started first row, second row, third row with 13, and then grandchildren and everything else came down the road. So when peace came along, the sign of peace, my wife, who didn't see me for weeks, didn't give me the peace sign. Us Italians, we kiss. We shake hands, hug, kiss on the cheek. And one of my children was in between, so it was no big deal. Just reach over, you kiss, and that's it. She didn't kiss me. I thought, oh, fuck. But I didn't think anything of it. And I was so happy to see the kids and we lived on a cul-de-sac in a new area. So I was excited to go see the kids. So when we came home, the kids were happy to see me, change our clothes into sporting wear. They got their bikes and so on, and we lived close to a park, so we were just going to walk or ride our bikes to the park. Well, I went into the master bedroom, and she was brushing her hair, and I looked at her in the mirror when I said, "Are you going to come with us?" And her eyes were fucking red, man. Extremely red. They were bloodshot. I could see emotion was covering her eyes, and I thought, what's wrong? She says to me through the mirror, the reflection, "I want out. I want out." Wow. I took that serious. Didn't say anything. I went to the kitchen phone. The phone was on the kitchen wall. And I called her mother. And the first thing I thought is, uh-oh, she's going nuts. Called the mother. She answered. I says, "I'm back. I'd like to see you. I need to talk to you." And she says, "There's a black crow." Okay, Raven. So I go there, and she had about 20 stairs to her townhome. So I didn't go with the kids on the bike or anything. I just raced over to see the grandma alone. I went up the stairs. She let me in. I went up the stairs. I'm in my 30s. She's probably in her 60s, maybe 70, divorced twice. And went up the stairs, and along the stairs were the 3 children that they had, the marriage photos. Her 2 brothers and us. She was the only daughter. You guessed it, didn't you? No photo of me and her daughter on the wall. And I went, holy shit. But I was still in denial, thinking, no. Look at me, look at my success, I'm not beating her, I'm not a drunk, I'm not, whatever. But I'm a workaholic, and I'm never around, yeah. But I was raised with a traditional family. My father was an entrepreneur, workaholic, and so on. I just kind of thought, well, you're not going to get any better than me. Okay? But I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, okay, she's going through something. She went nuts while I was away, and it'll be okay. Her mother didn't really give me any empathy or compassion, just said, I can't do anything. I went in a twilight zone for about a week. Started coming home right away, cutting the grass, I was trying to change. And that was through tasks and duties. She was long gone. So after about a week, I was in turmoil, man. I was in fucking turmoil. I want you to start thinking about where you were at and the pain. Because you know what? You learned from that. I also learned about people and about blood. Family's family. If you're not family, you're not going to get any sympathy. and they're always going to side with their own family, no matter what. So here I am, trying to make up with her and so on, and she's just giving me the stiff arm, man. And I don't know what's going on. I'm just thinking, okay, yeah, And there was a couple parties. What we see, September. Yeah, my son's birthday party. I brought in a fake Elvis and all that because Elvis was kind of like the theme and all this other stuff. And I remember she just stuck me, man, and just dissed me during the event, during the party, and treated me like shit. But the whole neighborhood was there. And my kids didn't know what's going on. So I thought, well, this will pass, and we'll make up for it. Well, she kept on saying we're going to go through a divorce. She stuck to her guns, man. We tried to get therapy. We went for maybe a half hour to a guy that she chose, and it's too late. It's too late. And we went to the elevator after that, and it was a gentleman. And he just said, Rock, you got to move out. So I don't know if he had talked to her prior or whatever, but the advice was, Rock, move out. And I'm like, we're talking 1988. I said, I'm not moving out. We're going to work this out. So as we walked to the elevator to leave, the door opened. And I'm not shitting you. The priest was on the elevator that married us. I thought it was a sign. Oh, forget the therapist. Let's sit down with him and talk to him and work this out. And of course, we just said, "Hi, Father." And, "Oh, Father, can I give you a call later? And maybe her name and I will meet with you. We got some information we'd like to share with you." He says, "Sure, Rock, sure, okay," so on. So as we got in, he left. We get on the elevator. She says, "We're not talking to him. We're not talking to that priest." And I went, oh, man. I kept my word. I called him, and I met with him. The priest said to me, "Rock, were you cheating? Were you abusive? You got an alcohol problem? What's the problem?" I says, "Are you sure she's not cheating?" I said, "No, that would never happen. Look at me. Look at me. I got it all. I'm not a piece of shit. I'm responsible. I'm a family man. Never cheated. Not alcoholic. Blah, blah, blah." He goes, "Okay, Rock. Okay, I'll pray for you. Okay." I still didn't believe it, that she was ready to leave, because neither one of us filed. In the meantime, I said, if this is what you want, we got to notify the kids. We have to talk to the kids about it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I never thought she would agree to that. We went downstairs. I still remember the furniture. I still remember the three kids. They were in their pajamas. And you're talking about, she would put them to bed, but like between 7 and 8. Always take showers or baths and stuff like that. They're always clean. So we go down, and my daughter was sitting on her lap. And I more or less told her, "Tell the kids what we're going to do. Tell the kids." She told the kids, "Man, we're going to divorce." That was the biggest shock for me, because I couldn't believe that she would tell our kids that we're going to get a divorce. I'm still in shock. And I remember my second child crying. The older one, nothing. And my 5-year-old at the time, no reaction. But my middle son, oh, he was fucking crushed. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I need to get this out of myself. Because of the feelings of what I went through. If you're male or female, everyone's got the story of how it happened. How it happened. The day they asked for a divorce, or you received service, or you received something. But the biggest issue was when she announced it to my own kids. I was crushed. I was crushed. Because I didn't think she was going to go through it. That's it, man. That's one session. Just to let you know. And what I mean about Father's Day, I mean it's being a father and being told that you're no longer, it's never going to be the same. Your dreams of a family man and the traditions of our family, it's going to change. And understand, I'm from a family of 11 children. 8 boys, 3 girls. And I was the guy, successor to my father in his family business. I was crushed, man. Fucking crushed. I didn't know what to do. And how do you tell your kids? Talk about strategy, talking about reshaping your life. And I was raised with traditions that the father was the man of the house. Father rules. Italian. It was faith, family, and food in our life. Finance was much later. So, I want you to go back and just think about your feelings of how it was and where you are today. It's been close to 40 years. But I still remember. I still remember my gut. I still remember my feelings. I remember my children. I remember the furniture. I remember the moment. And you know what? It happened. It happened. I'm just acknowledging it. And I pray to God it doesn't happen to my kids. And the people that I know that have similar situations about divorce. I've known women that the men have left. But I can't relate to that. I can only relate to what I went through. And everyone else is going to have a different story. I just want to let you know, go back and see how far you've come. See how far you've come in getting kicked in the head so many times of something that you never thought would ever happen. And these aren't dreams. These are fucking nightmares. And the only thing I thought about is, how am I going to take care of these kids alone? Because my gut feel was, she bailed on the kids. Not only did she bail on me, I didn't care. At the time I did. It was more about, oh my God. I felt like a single person. Like she died, and how am I going to take care of these kids? I found out later how I had to adjust, how I had to pivot, how I had to change my ways and change my business and change my dreams, and how I had to reshape my fatherhood as a single parent. And at the end of the day, it worked out. So I just want you to be aware that this is it's really hard because it's Father's Day coming up here. And I'm going way back 40 years, what it was like to be a father. And having my father, having a tradition, my grandfather, I got 7 brothers and 3 sisters. I got brother-in-laws. It's a big, big celebration, Father's Day, of respect and honor and gratitude. In here, I'm a fucking piece of shit. This is why we got to talk about the foundations, and blood is blood. But I did not see this coming. I never thought I'd divorce. I'd probably still be married today because of my value system, because of my faith. But you know what? God gave me a favor, man. Says, hey, man, she don't love you anymore. I got a better deal for you, Rocco. You're going to be a great father. Not a good father, a great father. And that's how I feel. Well, next session is going to be about how I was served, how I went through trial, how I fought for visitation and custody, and nobody knew. Nobody knew, except my lawyer, because I had no support. How I lost my job, my status, how I lost my position with my father. That's the next session, man. This all happened within 90 days. Here I came off the highest of highs. Huge business, from 32 employees to 150 employees. Harvard Business School, having a great leadership team. 3 kids, a new home. Huge ambition. Huge drive. I was fucking kicked and beat and starved. But that's what I had nothing to hurt me physically. Nothing. Kicked out of the house. It was the mental and the emotional abuse in my value system that suffered. And I was focused on the money. How am I going to pay this? How am I going to do this? I got a lot of shit going on about divorce, the divorce strategist. And I'm just letting you know. And this is just the first divorce. But I want to focus on the month of Father's Day and how embarrassed I was of their mother. I could call her a lot of names, but guess what? I think you already know. But these are my kids. And nobody loved me the way my mother loved me. And that's what I expected. Their mother to love unconditionally my 3 kids. But when you hate the father and degrade the father, belittle the father, in fact, for 40 years, that's a sick fuck, man. That's a sick fuck. And that's why I believe in karma. I live to say this. And I know I'm helping other people. But you have to face it, man. You can't be in denial. You can't be in denial. But you also got to say, look how far I've come. So I'll talk to you more about what worked up to Father's Day and what it's like to be a father when you're a single father, and how you have to take the high road 24/7 and still be Father of the Year. And believe me, that's the best thing that happened to me, was Rock get out of the house. Because then I could develop a relationship with my kids. So I'll talk to you soon, man. Talk to you very soon.